Thank you very much for joining me today because, yeah, I know that we are starting one of our channel, and it's very important for us to organize the first session where we could really, I would say, formulate the purpose and the mission of our initiative. And thank you very much, John, for joining me and helping me to kind of make it very clear, because I think it's nice to do it in a kind of conversational, easy manner.
Great to see you, Alex. It's a pleasure being here, and I am really excited about launching this this program with you. I think it's going to be extremely helpful, and I appreciate your inviting me to join you in this.
Perfect. So I know that you discussed with our group some points which we're supposed to cover. My kind of intention for this session is super simple. I would like to make it concise. I don't know, 10-15 minutes maybe. But people who are not sure whether that our channel is kind of for them or not, I mean, they could always look at that or watch this particular short session and make it very clear. Is it kind of going to be something helpful or not? Because we need to make it kind of not just for people, but for us as well. So what is our mission here? So do you have that document which you discussed with our coaches, with our group, somewhere in front of you? Well, let's just move on through the points which we're supposed to cover.
Sure, I have it right in front of me here, Alex. Yeah, so maybe the best place to start is telling our viewers who we are. And yeah, we're really, you know, coming from this community of professional coaches who have decided to join together to provide this platform for those who are trying to navigate through these challenging times. Through our experience as coaches, we believe it's important and our responsibility to serve our communities, serve our neighbors, and even beyond that is serving our world. And so that's who we are and what we hope to bring.
Perfect. Well, yeah, there is nothing really much here for me to add. The only thing I can add is that, well, because of my my direction of business, I am helping coaches to create coaching business and set up coaching businesses. Over the years, last 13 years, I'm in the coaching industry. I got connected with thousands of coaches, and for me, with that initiative, it's kind of quite easy to reach coaches. So that's what we've done, and right now we are forming the group, and we have already few dozens of people or coaches who joined our group. I hope our community will be growing more and more. And that's kind of the source of that group which you just described. Yeah, we are coaches, professional ones, and we are working with a kind of psychology as a result. And I believe that we just don't want to sit on the sideways and wait. We can help, and that's what we are looking forward to do, like to organize ourselves and do what we can in order to help people with the situation. That's my addition. Okay.
Absolutely. And so, Alex, I think, again, what would be helpful is to let everyone know what the purpose is. And we kind of touched upon that in terms of who we are. But, again, during this time of crisis, we know that there are so many people out there who are feeling isolated and who are feeling overwhelmed and anxious. We've had serious disruption in our lives.
Yeah.
Each and every one of us included.
Yes.
And so we understand, and that I think is an important aspect, is that we are all going through this. I think what's important is that we wanted to really create a space that's going to bring people together and provide some encouragement and connection and some support. Again, I like to use the word navigating, because in a way we are kind of navigating these waters and these uncharted territories that most of us have never experienced before in our lives.
100% agree. And I agree with you also that there are some nuances here, because I am sure there are people around the world who need more specific help and like really professional help in the area of, I don't know, mental health or therapy, or, I mean, we cannot claim that what we will try to achieve here is going to fit everyone, because we are not, well, the range of problems around the world are very diverse, and there is no one solution to that variety of problems. So when we are coming with initiative, we are not claiming that we are gonna, look, it's gonna fit to everyone, and we are even, I would say, qualified to help everyone, because for some cases, you know, people maybe need therapists, and as you know, but we need to state it very clear that we are coaches. I mean, we do have some certain particular kind of limitations what we can do. So right now we are not trying to be concerned with those limitations. We are looking for totally like uncharted territory, as you said, totally unusual form, even for us, because in coaching we are working one-on-one normally. And right now we are trying to serve and help as many people as we can. So we are out of our, I would say, comfort and even legal zone. So that's why right now we are offering talks, we are offering sharing experiences, and we do believe that we can help. But yeah, our channel has certain particular limitations, and I believe that we will be serving people who will find it kind of helpful and useful to join and, you know, to follow us. That's probably what I can add.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, again, to kind of reiterate what you've just said, you know, coaches are a group of professionals who really, you know, with their clients explore things, and it's about discovery and exploration. And again, we are not in a position where we offer advice. What we really do is, you know, we share our experience with others. We share our experience from our connections with our clients. And then also as coaches, we provide resources. And so that's the essence of what we do as coaches. But to your point, we are not here, you know, in terms of providing any kind of mental health services. And for those, as you said, Alex, who are experiencing, you know, the overwhelm and difficulties functioning, then there are professionals out there within the healthcare industry who can provide that support. And we encourage people to seek them out, especially if they are having serious challenges right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's, we need to kind of state very clearly. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So also what we discussed is some of the issues that we'll be addressing. And of course, this is not this is the short list. We're going to have many topics, but we wanted to share kind of a few of the highlights that we were thinking about in terms of what we might cover in the program. What's really important, I think, is for us to start looking at how we're dealing with fear and uncertainty during these times. And certainly what's coupled with that is, how do we manage our anxiety and our stress? And how can we stay focused, and how can we stay calm in all this, as I said at the beginning, some of this disruption. And ultimately, you know, one of the other pieces is really, how do we practice self-care? How do we nurture ourselves during this time, which is so extremely important? And again, those are just a few of the topics that we would be discussing. And we know that there, you know, are deep roots within each of these areas, and they're different and manifest differently for people. But I think that there are common themes that we're going to be addressing that, you know, I think will resonate with our viewers out there right now.
Yep. Well, when you are mentioning, you mentioned just those four kind of major issues which we come across already, but my mind already jumped into the parenting problems, children at home. My mind jumped into the time management, productivity, how to work, from home, how to be efficient, even though you are not in your normal, efficient, I would say, the standard circumstances, because people are right now locked at their homes, and maybe their homes are not even equipped, maybe people don't have even office to work, from. And so there are lots of world changed, and people found themselves in a completely unusual situation. And we are, as a coaches, we actually equipped to help people to find solutions. To perform better. That's actually pretty much what coaching is all about, to get people better. That's why we believe that in many of those, I would say, manifestations of the problem, there are some roots which we can address. Absolutely. And I agree with you. Fear, uncertainty, definitely right now on the streets. It's like a rule in the world, unfortunately. And well, there are a number of tools. There are number of ways how we could, address that, the heightened, uncertainty. And I believe that it would be nice to have probably the first topic related to fear. In my mind, again, I was already brainstorming some kind of the title for that. I don't know, not maybe 50 shades, maybe 100 shades of fear, because it just comes to you in such a variety of, fear about finances, about your future, about children, fear of, how you're gonna pay your bills, do you gonna have your job, what's gonna happen with your business, and well, I already read some articles about, I don't know, in China already, there is a huge queue in offices for divorces. After being locked with your partner, and after kind of, I would say, the pressure of unusual stress which comes to the family, lots of families are falling apart. There are lots of things for us to address, and I would be very happy to, I would say, to dive into our coaching community wisdom, because we do have our personal experiences, and we have experiences of working with thousands and thousands of clients. So yeah, we need just to find the right format. Maybe that's going to be our next point of discussion, in which format, how exactly we're going to kind of address those issues. Yeah, that's what be my addition to what you just said.
Yeah, and I want to just add, because there were two things that struck me while you were speaking, Alex, is that one around parenting is one of the topics, and I can personally attest to the challenges of being a parent to two boys right now. And so, again, I'm able to bring some of that personal experience, as well as some of the ways that I am managing this uncharted territory that I've never been in before. And the second note that I wanted to add is something that I think is going to be important, and maybe something that we can address, is this idea of humor, because those moments where we're able to laugh, and certainly what's going on in the world is very serious, and it's not something that we want to laugh about, but that does not mean that we can't go in a space where we can enjoy ourselves and to laugh. And how good that makes us feel. And so it was just something that struck me as you made me laugh, and the reminder that there is an importance of also making sure that we're incorporating some humor and some lightness into our lives.
Absolutely. And from physiological point of view, laughing actually literally means relaxing. And to be honest, I was thinking, well, shall we go with our gloomy faces right now and kind of restrict ourselves from any emotion because people are dying? Well, I think yeah, of course there is a balance, and but I do believe that people are supposed to find some kind of relief of listening to our talks, and relief or relaxation very often will be connected with the, with the laugh, or find some kind of ease, because there are plenty fear right now, and lots of channels and lots of I don't know, false prophets who is searching, to, I would say, to point fingers who is guilty and how terrible everything is going to be. I believe our talks supposed to be, well, kind of safe heaven. I don't know, something where people could find, I don't know, stability, some kind of, yeah, I believe the humor we definitely will try to incorporate.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, there is always some kind of balance, because still lots of people have a kind of real tragedy in their lives, and but it doesn't mean that, yeah, we uh, do not have that uh, capability, to laugh about many things around us. I agree with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you started addressing this a little bit earlier, Alex, and it's how will we go about addressing these issues and the topics that we're going to be talking about, and so what we talked about was that our channel would be providing this conversation between our coaches, who will be asking questions, providing possible solutions, um, and how someone might think about addressing a specific issue. Um, as I said earlier, we won't be offering advice, but we'll provide examples of what we learned from our own experience and from
Yeah.
others. And we'll also provide those resources that will be helpful to our listeners, around the topics that we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, our experience, one, we are working with clients for many years. I mean, we have kind of examples how people overcoming difficulties. We do have tools which, we use in our coaching practice. There are lots of psychology, involved. There are some reframing tactics. There are lots of different strategies. Maybe, uh, well, as professionals who are working in the area of human psyche, kind of, we do know probably more than people who are I don't know, just working maybe in the factories or just in the business. I mean, because we are I would say more equipped, and we have certain particular experiences. And right now we are still brainstorming what would be the best format. I mean, whether it's going to be a conversation between coaches, or maybe people able to join our meetings and ask questions like a live, and we could answer, or maybe there are different ways. Right now we are, as you said, not uncharted territory, and we will be searching for the format which would kind of make sense and help people, including, for example, almost like a hotline. If someone maybe want to work with a coach one-on-one, we maybe in the future could provide that information, because and connect coaches with those clients, because I am sure that lots of members of our group are willing even to to do it free of charge as a charity, and help people to deal with their problems. So as a result, there will be multiple, I would say, possibilities for us, different formats how we could operate, and we will try whatever we can. So we will start with the conversations and talks, and then we'll see where it's gonna evolve.
Yeah, and I want to add too, Alex, is that the breadth of not only experience but our geography, for the
Oh yeah.
coaches. We are, spread all across the world and across the globe here. So we're not just coming from one area, one culture, and so I just, want to express how diverse the group
Yeah.
of coaches that we have in this
Yes.
team, and where we are located. And so it's going to bring all these different experiences, you know, again, from geography, culture, all of those experience. And I think that diversity is exciting. And I think it brings some great energy to these conversations.
Precisely. And even now, that initial group, which right now you're aware, because we are discussing inside of that group what we are going to be doing, how we're going to proceed. Right now, we have, I think, I don't know, 12 countries, and Singapore and China and Australia, United States and Spain and UK. We have lots of different countries, Italy and Russia, and when I was thinking for whom, for example, our channel would be useful. Well, of course, for people who are not coaches, and right now we already discussed what kind of problems do they have, but also for coaches around the world. What I see that for coaches it could be potentially useful is that, first of all, they could join our group, they could actually participate, they could provide services as well if they would like to help people. And at the same time, they could help us to brainstorm and to make our channel better. And another application is for coaches as well, is that they will know more about topics. Maybe they will learn about additional resources they can use. Because now we will be, how to say it, put on the table everything what we know and we found together about any particular issue. So I believe that our channel is supposed to be, and I hope it will be, useful not just for people, but for coaches as well. Yeah, so that's how I see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so tell me, please, what else is on our agenda today? Have we discussed everything what we planned?
We've pretty much covered it. Absolutely. We've covered those main topics just to provide the listeners with the general overview of, again, who we are, why we're doing this, what some of the topics will be, how we'll address them. And certainly, an important aspect of this is what we don't do. In terms of coaching and the kind of support and environment that we're creating here for our viewers and listeners.
Perfect. In this case, just to wrap it up, the only thing probably I could add is that I will create a special page on the headwaycoachinggroup.com website. In the menu, there will be like COVID-19 support page where people can sign up, and if they would like to be notified about our next episodes or sessions or talks, I mean, they could subscribe, and we will be sending information about our next talks. And I was planning, of course, we will discuss it, but I was planning at least now in the next 2 weeks to do it as often as we can. I hope we will be able to produce, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 4 talks per week, like every second day. We'll see. We will discuss it. How, because my opinion that we shouldn't be perfectionist. We should not try to script and to prepare everything like as if it's some kind of, I don't know, like show on TV. I mean, we need to be easier with that and just invite people and start talking about some important things. And I'm sure that in this way we will, break through that barrier of perfectionism and start actually helping people right away. The sooner the better. And especially in this time when right now we're right in the middle of crisis. So I think every day is essential because people right now in stress, and if we are not helping them now, maybe they will be, after 2-3 weeks, they will accumulate serious trauma. I mean, serious stress. So every day matters. And I would like just to tell kind of coaches and our group and our community that we will be kind of we will try to accelerate the whole process and come up with our next episodes, as soon as possible.
Fantastic.
Okay. So in this case, thank you very much, John. I will be in touch with you in terms of preparation for our first talk. I believe it's going to be about fear and uncertainty. And maybe it's going to be several talks But yeah, in any case, we will be addressing this particular issue because fear, well, it's kind of not an enemy because, well, as you know, fear helps, us a lot in many cases. But, in certain circumstances, when it's kind of when we are losing balance, fear could damage. And we need to explore this topic, I think, as thorough as we can. And yeah, so that's going to be our first, maybe 1, 2, 3, or who knows how many kind of episodes of our talks. And also, I would like to add one more detail about the title, because we decided to call our it's not a show, but to our channel, Let's Talk It Through. And I believe it is important to emphasize that we are not pushing people right now to some kind of, super cheerful, motivational, the, how to say, push. We really believe that we need to talk things first. We need to acknowledge where we are. We need to pace people and really address and discuss what they are going through. I think it's really important that we are not going to be just, we are not motivational speakers who are just kind of inviting people to overcome everything and just move forward. It's not that easy, and it's not that simple. So that's what pretty much kind of I would like to say, because we will be talking with the people and checking where they are. And from there, slowly, we will do our coaching work in terms of finding the solution.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, John. Guys, yeah, see you soon in our first episode. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.